Hi everyone. We're just getting settled.
Yes, hello from me too. I think we will have to wait for like 5 minutes or something, for more people to join, and then we can start.
Yeah. I will be keeping a little bit of eye on the chat. Settled. Ah, shit. Sorry, guys. Yeah, okay, I fixed it. The sound from the stream. I'm basically checking out the stream, make sure everything works.
Yeah. By the way, sorry, but there will be no ping tutu today.
No, sorry.
Yeah.
That's in Sweden right now. But I do promise we will have a comeback for the ping tutu. I'll be watching the chat a bit, but we probably won't be answering questions until at the end of the stream. By the way, hi Jack.
Yeah, sadly, I think if we ever bring back the ping tutu, we might not do it on Twitch, but on Chatterbait.
Yes. We have a good amount of people there.
Yeah. Hello. How's it going?
Hello.
How was your holidays?
Okay, should we get this started?
Well, yeah, then we should do a proper introduction, maybe.
Yes, how about it? I'm Forgotten Hope developer FatJoe. I'm a well, I haven't been doing much really lately, but I've dabbled in mostly everything, almost. Mostly known for the promotional material that I've done and some PR stuff that I've done for Forgotten Hope 2. And I'll be your host for the evening.
Yes, and I'm Tears Forever. I'm also a dev. I'm a mapper, or level designer, if you want to call it that. I made, for example, or rather finished Omaha Beach. And yeah, let's do this, I think.
Cool. I see we have 74 people playing the community map pack on
Great.
762, but we're not going there. We're going in a magical land where none of you can enter.
Yeah, it's a beta. It's maybe the first time these people actually see the beta. The holy grail of FH2. Well, actually, that's not true. I guess SVN is the holy grail.
Yes. And this is actually where it's revealed what map we're doing. So I see.
Yeah, one of the maps we're doing.
One of the map that we're doing. Some of you were right on the forum page. We're doing Pegasus.
Yep. It's another one in the long kind of in our new series of D-Day maps. Gold Beach, Omaha Beach, and now Pegasus.
Yeah. So we're loading up.
No, the map itself is made by Otolikos, by the way. He also made Tunis, Anctoville, Ramel, and St. Vith.
Yeah, I love his maps. I love his work.
Yeah, they were good.
Alright, we're joining game. So where are you, buddy? Where do I meet you? I'm in the German team. I should probably enter as Britain. I'm dressed for the occasion.
Probably better.
Yeah.
I just come to Pegasus Bridge.
Pegasus Bridge. I'm gonna grab the assault kit. The new stand.
Yeah, there's a bunch of new stuff on here that we will show off now.
I'm in a bunker.
Well, then come out of the bunker.
Yep. I don't know the way. Oh, wait, here I am. So, welcome to the Western Front, everyone. Ah, there you are. Hey, buddy.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
So, and what you can already see are our new player models.
Yes.
British paratroopers. As you can see, also FatJoe was the model for this, with his beret.
Alright. It looks good. And I like
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
I like the stand as well.
Yeah, the Stem Mark 5, to me that one was already a bit, almost a bit weird, because usually when you do like a paratroop version of a weapon, what you do is you make it lighter, like, you know, with the M1A1 carbine that I have, like you have like a folding stock or something to make it lighter and more handy. And for the Stem Mark 5, for some reason, they put more wood on it, you know, and a foregrip and, you know, the stock. It's a bit weird, but yeah, it's a weapon that was almost exclusively used by the British paratroopers and in large numbers compared to the infantry.
Yeah, it's also one of my favorite in terms of look. It just looks fantastic.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. But what's also pretty cool, I think, is the player model and the camouflage uniform that it has. You know, the Denizen smock.
Finally, we have the Denizen smock.
Yeah, I always want to say denim smock for some reason, but that would be like a jeans. But you know, I don't know. It sounds similar.
Right.
So anyway, yeah, we're at Pegasus Bridge. It's not about. I mean, Pegasus Bridge is probably the most famous bridge of World War II. Well, you know, except the bridge at Arnhem. Well, or the bridge at Remagen. Or the bridge over the River Kwai, but definitely top 5. And because of that, it's a natural choice, of course, for a map. And well, the story, I think everybody knows the basic outline of it. Oh yeah, well, that's one of Otoliko's kind of specialties. He likes to place these kind of explosions and fancy special effects, you know, like on Ramel with the planes. We like that kind of stuff. So I guess it's supposed to be German artillery shooting at us.
All right.
Yeah, anyway, I guess everybody knows the kind of basic outline of this battle. It was the first step of the invasion of Normandy in the night of June 6th. The British paratroopers landed here in gliders. You can see the gliders over here, by the way.
Okay, let's go to the gliders.
Yeah, and one thing to note is that this area is actually a 1-1 copy of that area. So
really?
All the gliders, yeah, of course, all the gliders are in the real position where they were, and it's all completely faithfully recreated.
Nice. So that's where we have a sniper kit, everyone. Mark that down.
Yeah, Joe is, I think, a big fan of sniping, isn't he?
Yes. You remember correctly.
So yeah, this is where the kind of special force tipped down in the night. As you can see, it's not night anymore. This is a big layer, or you know, it's designed for 100 players actually. It's really big, one of the bigger maps we had recently. I will go into the layout a bit later. But we also have a night layer, but we don't want to show that yet. Ooh, right. So basically what happens is, they stormed out of here. The bridge was guarded. There were some Germans in the bunkers, and 2 sentries were actually at the time walking across the bridge. But they didn't see them coming, even though the gliders crashed right there. Which of course seems... Yeah, it seems weird when you hear it, but it was during the invasion, so there were lots of planes in the air, there was flak fire going on, everybody was basically looking in the air, and apparently they thought that it was just, you know, parts of a plane crashing down.
Right, okay.
Because, I mean, you don't, like, see that coming, you know, that some crazy person would land a plane right in front of your position and jump out, you know. I mean, that's what they call a sucker punch.
Right.
So basically what they did is they ran across the bridge, shot one of the sentries, the other shot off a flare to alarm the other Germans. And yeah, this is also where the first Allied soldier on D-Day died, right about where I'm running right now. He threw a grenade into one of these trenches here and was in turn shot by a machine gun.
Oh, okay.
His name was Brotheridge or something like that. But other than that, the casualties were pretty light in the initial raid.
Of this assault, yeah.
Because, you know, it was a surprise raid and it was pretty well executed. And yeah, in terms of new statics, you can see, of course, the bridge, which was faithfully recreated. All the new statics except... Yeah.
Sorry?
I think so too. All the new statics except for one were made by Nissi. He also made, for example, this house here.
Okay.
This is Café Gondré, which today has been renamed Café Pegasus, for obvious reasons. It was the first house liberated during D-Day.
Cool.
Interestingly, some of you who are a bit older and longer in the video game business might remember this area from the very first Call of Duty
yes,
game.
they're already talking about Call of Duty on the stream. See.
Yeah. They actually also did a very good job recreating this, and they also had this house, but you know what they did, the lazy bastards?
What?
They actually copied the same house and moved it, where the big bush is. And
right,
so
yeah.
they had two, that's AAA game development right there, you have all that money and then you copy the house. Yeah, one little Easter egg, well not an Easter egg, but thought might be interesting. Here's a nice little pickup kit.
Aha. What a maze.
Yeah.
Okay, this kit is gonna be fun.
The British captured a few Panzerforts in that bunker.
I'm keeping this one.
Also, what we finally have, I mean, it's on other maps now as well, but this, famous gun here. In the Call of Duty version, it was an 8.8mm gun, but now we of course have the correct version.
And everything, of course, works in here. It's not just a static, it's actually a weapon.
Yeah, of course. The Germans fired back.
Yeah. Jesus, are we in danger actually staying here? Are these completely random or?
I think these mostly explode in areas where you can't actually go, like here at the riverbed, So they're really just
right,
for
okay.
background.
What is this? Okay, ow, sorry. This is cool.
Yeah, I don't know. This thing here, I mean, apparently it was there, but I don't know what it's for.
Okay.
What's interesting is, as I said, this is about the counterattack, so it's when the Germans try to get the bridge back in order to, blow it up and contain the bridgehead. What, interestingly, after the first day, this was basically impossible for the Germans because the paratroopers got reinforced. So what they did is they attacked the bridge with frogmen.
Really?
Yeah, but it didn't work because, you know what they did? They blew up the wrong bridge.
Jesus.
Yeah, in their defense, it was the right river, but still pretty embarrassing.
Yeah. I remember, walking onto this bridge in at least Call of Duty and some other game probably as well.
I'm not even sure if you could go on here in Call of Duty. It
I
was
think
probably
you
in
could.
Forgotten
I think
Hope
you could.
1.
You could enter this area and put I don't know, machine gun fire. Maybe Day of Defeat or something, way back.
Or Forgotten Hope 1.
Yeah, maybe actually might be.
Yeah, I
don't know.
There was a machine gun in here in Call of Duty. I don't know if that's the case.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there's actually one in the MG34.
Still a lot of fun.
Yeah, maybe we should take a short look at the minimap. Okay, first of all, what you might notice is that it looks pretty chaotic. That's because this is a test server, so we have all the arrows displayed, so we can see. Because we're actually testing out a new kind of push mode on here, which is still heavily WIP. Yeah, it's called neighboring push. I can't really explain it very well. Gavrant is working on that, but in order for us to see what is actually going on, we have all these arrows shown, which won't be in the final version, but it's kind of a development tool, just so you know. And the idea behind this map is the Germans attack, and they need to take the two bridges, Pegasus Bridge, which we just looked at, and Horsa Bridge, which we will look at afterwards. But the special thing is they attack basically from 4 different directions, at least in this version. Okay. So the end result is, of course, the same. They need to take the 2 bridges, but how they approach this, they can choose.
Right, okay. Cool.
So basically, for example, they could say, okay, we all attack in the north and overwhelm the British there as fast as possible, or from all directions at once. So that's the idea behind it. And of course, as closer as they get to the bridges, the harder it gets, because the British have, these bottlenecks in form of the bridges to defend.
exactly. So, just to be clear, all that you guys see here is work in progress. It doesn't mean that
Heavily
it'll
work in
be
progress.
like, heavily work in progress. Just so it's clear.
Yeah, there will also be like little visual glitches. For example, if you might have noticed that if you walk over the bridge, your weapon changes color. Which I thought was a hilarious bug.
Well,
but you know that's supposed to be fixed.
Actually,
yeah, that's because the Hemi map was messed up. It's even worse in the night version. You really glow red, and it's amazing. But that's also why we don't show that.
Yes. So, what do you want to take us?
Yeah, I'm thinking we go to the second bridge, Horsa Bridge, which I like to call the hipster version of this, because nobody knows about it and this is more famous. I think while we walk there through the countryside, you might want to take a look at a few questions already, maybe.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not... I'll try to keep some eye on the chat, but we're not... We will be answering questions later on in the stream, but if you have anything special, I want to see the inside of the bunker. Well, okay. You started there. We can actually take a look at it. Sure.
I mean, it's a normal Normandy troop bunker. It's the same that I also had on Omaha. Might be a pickup kit in there or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, this is where I started. Right, it's nothing... Ooh, what is this? Oh, I know this house. Generally, it looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean, Otolikos knows how to make a map.
Yeah, he does. Just looking over the field, it's amazing. Completely amazing.
Yeah, wait till you see the cornfields. He made a new technique for making cornfields, because usually the problem with the cornfields, like for example on Operation Goodwood, is that it's undergrowth, so grass, so it disappears at a distance.
Yeah.
And he actually made new overgrowth to make really good-looking and nifty cornfields.
Nice.
Some of them are still bugged and growing like on the road or something, but you know, as I said, WRD.
All right.
Here you can see more gliders landing here. The whole area was a landing though.
Is there a car here? I see a car in the meanwhile.
Yeah, they landed jeeps with gliders. Actually, I think the jeep might actually have a new skin, if I remember correctly, now that you mention it.
I completely lost it. Oh, there you go. Are there new player models for, I can never say the German paratrooper name.
Fallschirmjäger.
Yeah, sorry. I murdered that German.
No, but they are also not on this map, so... Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
But yeah, generally speaking, it would be good to have them. I think we actually have WIP models, but I'm not sure anybody's working on that at the moment. But right. Yeah, this is a new kind of Jeep skin, like a airborne Jeep.
Get out of the way!
Oh, there's also a sniper rifle here and 2 Piats for some reason.
Not a lot of people know about this, but you can actually use the forward and back button on the arrow keys basically, to actually raise the tent on it or something, the roof.
Yeah, you can also do that with APCs, you know, to do the protection thing now.
Yeah. I love this. I love the look of it. Are we taking this? Oh, we're not. Come on, man.
Nah,
I don't do manual labor.
Okay. But isn't it nicer to walk across here on foot? You know, yeah, really take it in.
True.
But yeah, up to Horsa Bridge, which is also a completely new static.
So this is Horsa Bridge.
Exactly. This was taken in the same night. There was very light resistance there, basically just a few dudes who surrendered. What's interesting about this bridge is that it's actually one of those that can turn, you know, like to allow traffic through it, so it turns like 90 degrees, obviously not in game, but...
Ah, come on. That's a tease.
Well, I mean, it would be a bit overpowered. I mean, the British could just turn around the British and say, "Oh, well, I got luck, Germans. Learn to swim."
Good point. So it doesn't look really like... Pegasus Bridge looks actually a lot more amazing than this, but...
Yeah, after that, it's kind of... You know, nobody really knows much about this one.
Almost fell down.
It's not as spectacular, I guess.
Right. So actually, this... I like. There's something familiar with this shape of this bridge. Have we shown this before? On maybe some forum
Yeah,
thread?
I think Nissy told me to to post a low-res version of it and claim that it was part of a tank, and people totally fell for it. I also think I posted like something that it's for crossing water or something, so they thought it was an amphibious vehicle.
All right, so now you
But
know.
yeah, that was fun.
It's
Yeah,
actually
it was
a bridge.
this bridge. Yeah, some people actually got it and also said that it was this exact bridge. So, you know, good on you, you're nerds.
Right. Okay. We have smart people on our community, so.
Yeah, it's the same like when we did that with Omaha Beach, you know, where the idea was I post like generic photos of the countryside and then, you know, comparisons to the actual map. And, you know, the closer we get to the news update, the more specific it got until in the end, you know, you show the bunkers on the beach, right? So that was the idea behind it. And they actually got it like after the third photo, which was just a bunch of random houses. Well, I guess, you know.
Are we getting bombed here as well?
Yeah, I mean, the Germans are pissed. They want their bridges and blow them up.
Right. Okay, so where to?
Yeah, let's see. You know what? We could have a look at the church. There's a nice military cemetery there.
Oh, we love our churches in Forgotten Hope.
Yeah, I mean it's a generic church, but the cemetery is cool. And
so it's not new. It's not a new church.
No, it's a normal one. But there's a World War I British cemetery on it, and there are new stuff there. And we can also look at the countryside and these awesome cornfields here, which are really nice.
Wow, amazing.
You can even see where the tanks drove through.
Oh, right. Cool. That looks good.
Yeah.
So actually, we can now reintroduce grass ninjas into Forgotten Hope.
Yeah, well, it's. I think it's pretty resource intensive, so you should not overdo it. But with these kinds of fields, yeah.
We used to have grass ninjas back in Forgotten Hope 1, with basically Japanese soldiers hiding in thick grass in
katana, and then
with katanas, and then charging everyone.
That's a bit like Jurassic Park here.
Yes, exactly. Ooh. I actually love. Oh wait, you're here.
But yeah, this cemetery exists today as well. Today, of course.
Will the Joshua Barrett asks, will the new cornfields replace the old ones on previous maps? Probably not at first, but we might do some updates to old ones. Wow. It looks actually amazing.
Connection lost.
Uh-oh. So we just lost Tobias from TeamSpeak. Yeah, I'll sing. No, I probably won't do that to you guys, to sing. This is an amazing cemetery. Not that cemeteries are generally amazing, but it looks astounding in this game. I actually see one glider that actually managed to punch through one of the walls here. And in the cornfield, wow. I'm always impressed with the look of what we can do with Battlefield 2 engine. Oh, Tobias, you're back.
Hello?
Hi. Did I time out?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it was you, actually.
Oh,
Are you still on the server? Oh, okay.
No, eat uranium. I will not wear a tutu now. Sorry.
Yeah, it has to be washed, so...
So, this cemetery, is this like a World War I cemetery or something?
Yes, exactly. You can actually read some of the dates on the gravestones.
Right.
1 second, I will have to... I have a little bug right now that my HUD isn't displayed anymore. So
Right.
I can't actually use spawn points, so I will have to leave the server for a second and come back.
No problem. Like we said, it's a work in progress. This is on our test server, basically, so everything you see here and everything you experience is completely work in progress. Oh no, he died. Tobias, buddy.
Yeah, you know, the cemetery made me so depressed, it's horrible.
Well, you're in the right spot.
Yeah, it's like that old joke, you know, like a two-person plane crashes into the cemetery. So far, they found 100 bodies.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't say it was a good joke. Okay.
Church open. Grazie. I don't know. What church is this?
It's just one of the generic Normandy churches, I think.
No, I mean like in real life.
The Randall Church.
Ah, okay. Get in the church. Heldergood asks if the soldiers on the gravestones are real, like real dates and stuff.
I don't know. It's possible.
Probably.
I think you would have to ask Nithy or Autolikos or whoever made that texture.
Yeah, I'm gonna say probably no, because including like a lot of different dates on a lot of different tombstones is probably too resource heavy, but it's actually...
Yeah, well, I think there are like 4 or 5 variants
exactly,
that are copied all over. You know. Normally people don't read these, but yeah, I don't know if those that are from a real gravestone. It's possible.
Yeah. So the church is locked, but I can go to the tower. Let's actually go to the tower and get a little bit of a look over the whole thing. Always check for ass mines here. Always check for ass mines.
Oh, I hate ass mines. I hope we nerf them to oblivion.
Pegasus, everyone. It looks...
Yeah, and it's not even done.
And it's not even done. So yeah, we do take our time at doing these, doing new maps and doing new updates, but usually they end up being pretty cool. So it's worth the time. Well,
yeah, I mean,
we hope it's worth the time.
Yeah, if you invest that much time in a map, you should do it properly.
Yeah. Where are you meeting us? Near the...
I'm coming in where the glider crashed through the wall. That's actually interesting because many beta testers actually reported this as a bug because it looks unrealistic, but then he posted a picture of that it actually happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So yeah, just to reinstate, this is like one-to-one recreation of...
Not necessarily. The important areas like the Pegasus Bridge, the Randall Bridge, yes, those are one-to-one, but he cut out quite a bit of empty fields and like pointless houses between that, so they are closer together than in real life.
But, yeah, for gameplay purposes, I suppose.
Yeah, there are some maps that are 1-1, like I think Purple Heart Lane and Omaha Beach, for example. These are really 1-1, but this is... the important areas are one-to-one.
Yeah, exactly.
So, next up, what can we do? Okay, I'd say we switch over to the Germans and spawn in the north western main base, Chateau de Benneville.
Alright.
See you on this other side.
See you on the flip side.
Yeah, I wanted to say that, but then I was like, what was that thing? And I lost it.
So, wait, which one was it? I forgot.
Northwestern, Chateau de Benneville, northwestern corner.
Alright. My favorite kit, scout kit. If I don't find a sniper rifle, that is.
Yep. Now, yeah, hi. This is a chateau that actually exists in real life, and we also have it here copied.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that's the only new static that wasn't done by Nissi. That was done by Toddle, actually.
Yes, I remember now.
Yeah, we didn't want to make it at first, and he had like a placeholder here, but it looked kind of wonky. So in the end, Toddle just said okay, and he made that thing in an evening.
It looks good.
Yeah, it looks pretty
It looks huge, actually.
Yeah, I read up a bit on it. It was made in like the 1760s, and it was part of what is called a revolutionary architecture, which was apparently always very, very big.
Alright, looks really big.
And before anyone asks, no, you can't go into it because it would be pointless. This is a main base, and it would be a lot of work.
That's
but yeah, this is the main base.
Door.
Yeah, we thought at first that that the scale was wrong, and at first it was, but it is actually this big. It's pretty big doors and everything.
Alright.
So, as I said, this was apparently the style of that architecture.
Yeah.
And there's a photo on the internet where a bunch of, high-ranking people, including, what's his face, David Cameron, stand in front of it, and it is really huge. Yeah. Funny enough, Kretzer, who was it who said James Cameron at first? We had a good chuckle about that, but yeah, David Cameron. But anyway, the German forces that attacked the bridgehead were part of the 21st Panzer Division. You can see some of their vehicles here. For example, this Marder 1, which is fairly rare in Forgotten Hope 2. It's only, I think, on Operation Goodwood. The thing about the 21st Panzer Division is it had the dubious distinction of being, in 1944, the only Panzer Division that was rated unfit for the Eastern Front. Because most of the equipment was basically self-built, for example, like this Marder.
Right.
Other Panzer divisions, for example, had Panthers. They didn't have Panthers, and usually they were supposed to have Stuks, but instead they had to use these.
Yeah, right. Good to see it though, back. I haven't seen it, like it's really rare.
Yeah, it's only on Operation Goodwood, which also has the 21st Panzer Division,
Yeah.
Okay, so let's suicide and spawn in the opposite main base in the southeastern edge. The southeastern thing, German reinforcements approaching, it says.
Right.
And there we will see more kind of improvised equipment.
Alright. I like how we just casually talk about let's suicide and appear elsewhere. It's really daunting.
Okay, so here at first what we have is a Renault Schlepper with Wurfgerät 41.
Ooh.
Which is a pretty sweet little artillery vehicle.
What?
And again, it's one of those 21st Panzer Division self-built vehicles.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was made by Kretzer, by the way.
It's not really nice to drive around. You don't really see where you're going.
Yeah, well, it's for artillery. You're not supposed to drive like into combat with it. You drive it into a nice position and then shoot over long range. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can hide it in a bush and hope that a tank comes past. Although the British are paratroopers, so they don't have tanks. Yeah.
I think I can hide it in the bush.
Yeah, it's pretty small. It was like some kind of tractor-like vehicle in the French army. Let me shoot it.
Amazing every time.
Yep. Always pretty nice. Okay, that was actually not all. Follow me.
Ooh. There's more.
Yeah, we have
Wait.
lots of new stuff. It's the same like Omaha and Gold Beach. You always had lots of new stuff on these maps, you know.
Yeah.
And this is a French Saumur tank, hastily repainted and pressed into German service.
That looks good.
And to me, it looks like a toy tank.
Yes,
I mean, the model is fine. I think it's originally by Seth Soldier, and the skin was improved by Kretzer.
Amazing. I know
I don't know, but
sorry, there are some people having problems with the stream. I can't really fix it, but we will have the stream up to watch later on, and I will also upload it to Forgotten Hope 2 YouTube. So those who can't see it, you can watch it later.
you won't miss anything.
They
You will
probably,
also
they
edit out
probably
all
can't.
kinds of swear words.
They probably can't see it or hear it because they can't see the stream, though. So somebody might actually let them know about that on the stream while I'm busy exploring.
Okay. Yeah, as I said, to me, French tanks look like toy tanks. It's because it's so round, and I don't know.
It looks really like a toy tank. Probably fun to drive. I'm gonna drive it.
Or so, like something out of like Battlefield Heroes, you know.
Yes.
But of course, 100% historically accurate.
Of course.
That's the Forgotten Hope 2 guarantee. I think it has pink tracers. Is that a thing?
Let's find out.
Oh, red. It looks more like red. But yeah, that's a nice little unusual vehicle.
It looks fun.
Oh, I just see. I think that might be a bug. The wheels actually still seem to have the French type of camo. So, because originally it was made for the French Hope thing.
Right. I remember that. It's been a long while since I've heard French Hope.
Yep. But you know, the vehicle's of course still there, and in this case we can use it.
Yeah. This is pretty impressive. Two new vehicles at least.
Yeah.
And the Willys Jeep. Well, new paint job.
Yeah, that's a reskin. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like, do the German reinforcements actually spawn here at the beginning, or do they actually come in later? Is there any set of rule for that?
1 second.
We're giving him 1 second. You can go to con. I wonder if I can actually just take one of the vehicles here and drive to con. Just, let's go.
Okay, I'm back. Yeah, as I said, this is not final, but at the moment these are actually on a timer. I think they spawn after a few minutes or something, but
Okay.
that might be changed. Personally, I'm not a big fan of that kind of thing, but you know, maybe it works.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll probably do some beta testing and see what fits best.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the minimap, this map is really complex. So,
Yes, it is.
There's lots of flags and lots of stuff. For example, one thing we're thinking about, like the southernmost flags that can be captured, Les Mariquets and Ranville, that maybe these are put into like a separate sector. So you capture them only once and then you move on to the next, you know, so because right now there are quite a few flags in play.
Okay.
That might be a bit overkill and a bit too chaotic. But yeah, that's something to try out, of course.
Yes. Should we actually go there, or?
Yeah, why not? I mean, I've shown everything kind of new now.
Yeah.
So what we can do is we just walk across the map a bit and answer questions, or look at things people want to see.
Yes. So if anyone wants to see, are the south two flags? The south two flags, are there towns?
Yeah, villages.
They're villages.
There are a bunch of small villages here, and also a lot of gliders strewn about because this was the landing zone.
Right. So is there any place you guys want to actually go to, see?
I mean, we can just walk from one flag to the other, maybe capture them as Germans and just look at them and answer questions meanwhile.
Yeah.
There are some other kind of small little nice details in here too.
I would actually love to be able to drive from here to Con. I always get that feeling when I see the signs. Just let's go. Let's just drive over there.
Yeah, I think that's the feeling that the British had too, but then it took ages.
Yeah.
But yeah, these village centers, as far as I know, they are pretty faithful recreations, also 1-1. No, I wasn't. I never was here actually. That's pretty nice with the embers in the air.
Wow. That looks amazing, actually.
Yeah, I think that's the effect that was first introduced in, I think, St. Vith. You have like some areas in the city where this comes down, and
Really?
yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I seem to remember that. Yeah, it's the kind of thing you don't really look for that when people shoot at you. But if you run across the map, why not?
Yeah, true. Looks.
Oh, there's by the way another kind of cross that's also there in real life. It's like a road cross or something. There are several of these. Apparently, that's like a thing in this area.
Right.
Kind of also a calling card for the map, I guess.
Are the new player models coming, or in the make for? Yeah, we don't have them. We might have some for the German paratroopers. We might have some work in progress, but we don't have anything upcoming.
Well, Russian player models we have, yeah, but we don't want to show them.
No. But for the German paratroopers, we don't.
No, I also don't. To be honest, I don't expect them to get finished. To be quite frank, I mean, it's ages since they have been worked on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really nice how he makes this kind of rural area,
It looks amazing.
really well made.
Do you know how long it took Otto to make this map?
Ages, but he also paused. By the way, he's actually on a pause right now because he's playing Heroes in General.
Oh,
the
really?
lazy git. So if you also play Heroes in General and you meet Ocholikos on the server, tell him to get his ass back on this map.
We need him to finish this.
Yep. Yeah, this is apparently Ranville. I also like how he does these roads here. I don't even know how he does that. I guess this is seems to be a texture, and this I guess is like a road tile. Well, pretty well done.
It looks good. This looks like a dangerous street.
Yeah, crossing streets is one of the most dangerous things in FH2.
It always makes me sad to see dead cows and horses on the side.
No, not at all. I mean, World War II was a conflict where millions of people died. I don't give two flying fucks about some horse.
True. I love the what's it called? I never remember what these are called. Vineyards.
In German, it's Efeu. I don't know. Yeah.
Can't remember the English word for it.
Yeah, I think these were also made for Anctoville, or maybe St. Vith. Anyway, I think it was also made for Otolikos, actually. Right. But no, they are on many maps, of course. Just a good idea, because you can actually break up, if you have like a stone wall like this, And there's
Yes.
nothing to break that up. It becomes repetitive, but if you put like a thing in there, you know, it looks good.
It looks good. This looks pretty amazing.
So, any questions in the chat?
Can we have a look at Ranville? I just think we ran through it.
Yeah, maybe the chat is a bit on delay. This is
Yes.
Les Mariquets, and I actually checked this out on in Google Earth, and this area is also a one recreation.
Really?
I mean, they removed the wreck, but other than that, yeah.
Okay. Glad they actually
Yeah.
removed the rack though.
Yeah, probably was not all that good for traffic.
No.
I think over there, I mean, I'm not 100% familiar with everything on this map, but over there's actually another chateau, but it's just a normal
Thank you,
FH2 chateau
Turkish.
model.
Sorry, thank you, Turkish. It's called Ivy.
Ivy, yes,
Yes.
like the Batman thing.
Yes, Batman villain.
Oh, there's actually an anti-tank on here. They also landed those in gliders. And in real life, they actually landed heavy 17-pounders in the huge Hamilcar gliders and used
Really?
that to beat back the German tank attack, but we don't have that model.
Ah,
So
okay.
instead we use this one. Actually, I think it's the African model. I think we found a bug.
I love the loud noises when dragging these around.
Yeah.
There are so many things we would like to fix with the Battlefield 2 engine, but we can't, so...
Yeah. To me, you know, the ideal thing for AT guns would be if they would be towed. Like you would drive to a place,
Yes,
you click,
exactly.
and get like an overhead view where you can then place, like almost like in a strategy game, you can place the gun in an area around you and then it's placed there and you can use it. You know, that would be for me the ideal, most easy way to do it.
Yeah, I completely agree.
But, you know,
do we know who made the player models for...
these are actually really old. They're
Yeah,
from
the
2.2
German
actually.
ones are old, but do you know for the
Yeah,
British ones?
the British ones are also from 2.2, but they were never used. So
Really?
I guess whoever made those might be Zero.
Probably might be
educated
Zero,
guess.
yeah.
I don't know who made the German player models. Probably also Zero, right? I mean, I think Toddle made the winter German player models.
Right, yeah.
By the way,
Do we know, like, do we have any idea of a release time period? Like, when?
well, it depends on how much OTD costs, like Zeros and Generals, I guess. Well, it's
Right.
really hard to predict. I mean, as you can see, the map is fairly far along, but on the other hand, it's also very complicated. And release means that we have to stop developing the Eastern Front for at least a few weeks. So, yeah, but at least in my opinion, we should release this as soon as it's finished. We should just drop everything and release this, because, you know, if you have a great piece of content like this, you know, you don't sit on it.
Yes. Usually in Forgotten Hope, we actually go by when it's done, because simply we can't really guess it. As soon as we give you a hard date, we either completely know when the date we got, like the release candidate ready and everything, or we're basically just lying to you because we don't know until we got a release client that it's working and everything's set.
Yeah.
Let's see. Thorondor says, "Hi Joe." Hey man, what's up?
Yeah, hi.
Let's see. The German winter player models were done by Toll, Remtel, Zero, and Knopfhoff.
Yeah, I think Zero made the faces, the original ones, probably. And Knopfhoff made the skins.
Yeah.
We actually, little behind the scenes from the Eastern Front, we actually just got new winter skins, like field gray versions of the camo player models for 1943, so you can speculate about that.
Right. Are there any other? I love this ash, basically, ash. amber
Yep, looks pretty
thing
cool.
flying through the air. It's so peaceful yet still not. There's things on fire and everything. I lost you. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Wow. I thought you were in a tank.
I didn't
We have
even
a
move.
tank. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I'm
a
getting
normal
lost
Panther
in it.
4H, I think.
Like, who would ruin a perfectly good couch like this? And an entirely good building?
Well, to be perfectly frank, I don't know if you ever looked at the couch models we have, but they do not look very comfortable.
Good point. Ah, and a bird sound. Just a slight little bird sound. There you are. Where are you, buddy? Sing for us, buddy.
Be careful, it's a trick. It's a British sniper.
Oh, Jesus. Well, let's go then. All in all, looks amazing.
Yeah, I think it's really well done. Really like it.
It's gonna be great fun to actually play this on a public server sometime soon.
Yeah, with 100 people. I mean, as I said, this is one of the few maps. I think St. Reed was as well to a degree. That was actually already kind of designed with 100 players in mind, like really directly. And you can see this on this layer. I mean, this is really huge. And I mean, we're just running around in the southern section right now. Yeah.
How big is the
really
map?
big map?
Do you know?
Well, it's a 2.2 kilometer map, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, it's not 4x4 because we don't do that, but 2x2. But it uses quite a bit of the playable area, and there are many approach routes for the Germans, so this is a really complex map where you can have some epic battles.
Yeah. I just keep losing myself in the scenery.
Yeah, all these ditches, I like stuff like that.
Yes.
And of course, epic cornfields.
And epic cornfields. I'm
And
telling you
another-
guys, we're gonna have the reintroduction of grass ninjas with bayonets instead or something. Do we have a
Yeah.
sword somewhere in Forgotten Hope too?
Yes, we have the Claymore. Like a Scottish broadsword or
Yes,
something.
that's an Easter egg kit somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think we actually placed that. The thing is, actually we could place it on this map, come to think of it. Wasn't that used by the guy who, what's his face? Lord Lovard, who actually was part of the relief force for this? Maybe we could do something with that. I will keep it at the back of my head.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, one thought we had was that if the Germans fail to break through, like shortly before the end, that, you know, like how on Giarabo you have these sound effects like of an imam in the tower, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And that we would have like bagpipes, that we would have bagpipes playing from the relief force. But I don't know what came of that.
Can't we just add like a bagpipe item in the kit?
Well, it would have to be modeled, but you know, like a sound effect would probably be possible, like playing in the out-of-bounds area from behind the hedges, and you know they're coming with their bagpipes. Which
would be the most
if I was
annoying
a German soldier, if I was a German soldier, that would strike fear into my heart. I mean, what kind of crazy motherfucker goes into battle with like a bagpipe?
Oh, exactly. There's one question here directed at you.
Okay.
And people are telling you that, saying that you sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger. So.
I actually am Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out we actually employ Arnold Schwarzenegger to map for us.
Yeah, it got boring, you know, being governor and fucking my, kitchen staff. So I thought, fuck it, I'm gonna do some game developing. I'm fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger. Who would say no to me?
Right. I had a question here for you. Any thoughts about the FS2 awards and the awards webpage?
Is that still up? Well, I mean, the status quo is basically that now the 762 awards are those that are used.
Yeah.
You know, so, no.
Elander, yeah, I'm playing at full graphic settings. But I'm playing not at 100% 1920 times 1080. Because I'm playing in the window mode just to actually be able to alt-tab quickly out of it.
So now we're back at Pegasus Bridge, I guess.
And we've been going for 55 minutes, around 55 minutes, so we could probably end this soon. Are there any questions? Is it possible to destroy the bridge?
No, that's not possible.
It's not possible, sorry guys. How many new maps will be released until Russian patch will hit? We don't know yet. We don't know how many. We don't know really the release schedule. We don't have a release schedule. We just take whatever is finished.
Yeah, what you have to understand is that Forgotten Orb 2 is basically chaos. There is no plan. We jump at everything, basically dig first and hope that it sticks.
Yes, basically that's it. No, but we don't have any certain plans for how many maps we're going to release before Eastern Front, and we might actually release some Western Front maps along with Eastern Front content, so it's all up for grabs.
Yep.
What's the longest draw distance you can have in Refractor 2 engine? Well, we've seen some pretty far draw distances, but it affects performance, sadly. This isn't Unreal Engine or something amazing. Wow. I'm sure I'm gonna be killed by these things. Yeah, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, if you arrived late, this is Pegasus Bridge. This is the whole thing revolves around. It looks amazing.
Yeah, about the draw distance, I don't know, but usually FH2 maps have like 600 meters max for like tank maps. This only has 290 meters, but I seem to remember that he wanted to increase it, but that change didn't make it into the to this version.
Right.
I think the goal was to increase it so that you could see the chateau over there that we just looked at earlier from the bridge.
Right, you can't see it.
So probably like 400 meters maybe. The thing is, if you map it cleverly, like in this case, it actually looks like a lot longer distance than 290 meters. Yeah.
Yeah. It looks like far away. That's probably not 200 meters, is it? But yeah, I still can't see the chateau from here.
Yeah, there's kind of little tricks, you know, you can use to make it look further away.
Yeah. Can you up the bridge?
No, no levolution.
No levolution. Not
because
yet.
then the British could turn around the Horsa Bridge and you know, let this one go up, and then the Germans could never ever break through. You know, like they would just stand on the other side shaking their fists. You know, would be kind of music, I guess.
Sure. Let's see. Are there new player animations in the make, like the stance? Do you know?
No.
I don't think
You
so.
mean like third-person animations? Not at all, no. We have yet an animator, many of you probably know him, Akimonde. He's animating at the moment the Eastern Front weapons.
Yeah. Is it possible to go standalone with FS2? No, sorry. We can't do that.
No, the only thing maybe, but that's probably is basically too risky, is to say maybe now that BF2 is abandonware to like provide it for free, but that can get us into big trouble.
Yeah. So some of you don't know this, but on Steam and on Origin, you can no longer buy Battlefield 2. So it's getting harder for us to actually get new players.
You can still get it though, you like on Amazon, for example, at least in Germany. But yeah, it's getting a bit harder. And I mean, we do not condone piracy, but in effect, it's basically abandonware at this point. They're not selling it anymore. They don't support it anymore. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Can we go up to the bridge? Yes.
Of course.
Welcome to the top side of the bridge.
Yeah, I got a nice view from here. The best view is from the church tower over there.
Yeah, so like I said, everything's work in progress. Apparently there's a hitbox, a floating hitbox here.
Yeah, that's the problem with the static, I guess. Yeah, that's not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so see, if you're watching this, you have work to do, buddy. He also still owes me a train station, by the way.
Oh, really?
But that's for Russia.
We'll probably show that later.
Well, if it gets done. But yeah, we won't show Russian stuff because we can't show a map without showing the player models. So.
We'll show that later, at some point.
Yeah, we will probably. I mean, this seems to have been quite successful, so we will probably make more of these when we have time again. One little detail you just ran over it is this little tram line here.
Oh, that's a good point.
You might also have seen this on Normandy. Apparently, they had like small gauge train lines connecting these small villages. For example, at Vierville at Omaha Beach. So yeah, but I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, this little building is the stand-in for the train station for that. But
if I aim at a specific point, it disappears.
Let me guess, it's one of those trees?
The train tracks, basically.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that can happen. That's flickering from the spine.
Like we say, it's work in progress.
WRP.
So what were you saying?
Yeah, I think these actually became obsolete when, you know, personal cars were becoming more viable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it flickers a bit when you run over it. I'm pretty sure that will be fixed. So maybe we should end the stream here in front of the Café Gondry. Maybe is there some last questions that need answering?
Let's view the chat a bit. Joe, what is the FS2 team ID when you community shrink even more? No plans to make a second jump to a different engine. We've got tons of ideas, and we've talked about it, and we've talked some more about it. There are no definitive plans as of yet, so maybe something will happen, maybe nothing will happen. It's completely up for grabs. I personally would love to do it, but we need to actually come together as a team to make a decision like that, and to have actually some sort of a plan for it. That's a completely different discussion. We could probably stay here an hour more just discussing that, so we're not going to talk too much about that now.
But plans are being made, but as always, you know, take it with a grain of salt.
Yes,
this is
exactly.
Not
just because I say that I want to, doesn't mean it will happen by the entire team or it will happen at all. Will there be a tram that we can drive like the maps with trains?
No.
No, that would be awesome though.
Yeah, well, but I mean, on this map you could just drive it like along the river. Like, where would you drive it? There's even like a flag there. More of a joke thing then. Also, I think the train only works because the train tracks are an actual static, and this is just painted on the terrace. So it's like, I don't think that would even work.
Then again, we've done a lot of stuff just for fun.
Yeah, that's true.
Wika Sota, I'll probably be streaming just for. I'm just basically answering last questions here. But like I said before, the stream will be available on Twitch, on my channel, and on the Forgotten Hope 2 YouTube. So if you missed out anything, you can always view it there.
Yeah, this is not lost.
Exactly. Squad will release mod tools. We might look into it. We don't know. We'll check it out.
Yeah, could be a good idea actually.
Are we adding Mac Hitler? Probably not.
Well, you know, at least not on this map.
Not on this map, no.
Well, I mean, if you can show us some documents about, like, that Mac Hitler would be historically accurate, then we, of course, would have to. So, you know, get on that.
Yes, that's a good point. If you can find any proof that that actually happened, we might consider it. Don't hold your breath, though. Breath. If there's nothing else, we're gonna end this stream. Thank you, everyone, for joining. It's amazing to see. We have 109 people on the channel.
Whoa, not bad.
Exactly. We love you guys. Really, we're doing everything. All of this is 90% for you guys, 80% for you guys, and 10 to 20% for ourselves as a hobby. But like, we love you guys. Thanks for joining up and checking out. Are you guys planning on Market Garden?
No, not at all. I mean, that would require lots of new buildings, like, because in Holland the architecture is quite a bit different, and in the end, in terms of equipment, it's not all that different from Normandy. So Russia is probably a bit more spectacular at this point.
Yeah. Will a Tetrarch? I'm murdering
Tetrarch
this.
tank.
Yeah.
No, that's not planned at all. I don't even know if it was used in this bridgehead.
Right. Okay.
Like close to Pegasus Bridge.
No. Any more streams soon? By the look of the numbers, we have 109 viewers. We might actually do more streams like this to announce more new maps and walk you through it and stuff. I'll also be playing Forgotten Hope from time to time. So if you see me online, just check it out, join up and talk to me, and yeah, just having fun basically. More streams like this one. Yeah, I think it's safe to say we're gonna do probably more streams like this. What do you say, Tobias?
Yeah, I mean, it seems to have been a smashing success, so I would say, yeah. Depends on what we can show, you know, especially with the Russians, as I said, player models, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
We will probably have to show them in a really nice render before, and then we can start showing off some Russian maps. I mean, some are already finished, like Dukla Pass and Arad. We could easily show those then.
Yeah. Luftoff Ace of Aces. What's the name of the map? This is Pegasus. This is Pegasus Bridge.
Yeah.
So we're having that finally in. Maybe a stupid question, but if you would, let me see. That's a good question. If you would model a building in SketchUp, wow, sorry. Model building in SketchUp and haven't worked with textures there, how much work would it be to import it into BF2? Probably a bit of work, but I'm not a modeler, so I'm not gonna say too much.
What does it mean, modeling a building in SketchUp?
Yeah.
You made that's the World of Hurt right there, because the thing is with importing into Battlefield 2, I mean, I'm not a modeler, but apparently you need 3ds Max.
Yeah.
But an old version,
true.
version 9 or something? I don't know.
Yes.
As I said, I'm not actually doing that, but
actually, come to think
it's
of
a bit complicated. Yeah.
You want to you could probably like model it in SketchUp and import it to 3D Studio Max, but you always need 3D Studio Max to import it into Battlefield 2.
Yeah, that could work, I guess. Yeah.
But like, you can check out the forums, our forums, and the modding support or modding section of the forums to get answers to questions like that. Me, I'm a Photoshop guy basically. I'm project manager. What's it called? What do I do here? Do you remember what I do here?
Yeah, you know, I'm actually not sure. You know, you just showed up on the stream for some reason.
I don't know. I've been in this team for a long time, and I have no idea what I'm doing here.
We think of him as a mascot mostly.
Yeah, right. Basically, I do public relations, and Tobias here is a mapper, so we don't have too many skills or too much knowledge in how to develop models. So all questions of that can actually go to the forums.
I know it involves polygons, so there's that.
Yes, exactly. I know a bit more than that, but still. We're gonna finish up with the questions that we have here, and we're gonna quit. It's just too fun to actually answer questions like this. Maybe a little off topic, but since you're answering the questions now, can you ask TS Forever, is there going to be plain maps with fins?
Okay, I'm not going to comment on that. That will be a surprise. I assume you don't mean like map with only planes, because that's not going to happen. No. But if you mean a map that also has planes, then maybe.
We'll see Suoma renders and render of the tractor thing. I don't know.
What?
I have no idea what the tractor thing is. We have tractors in Forgotten Hope, but Suoma renders and render of the tractor thing. I don't know. Sorry, man.
He means renders of the new German or German-French tanks. Yeah, I guess we will probably actually make a news update next week with these two things, and maybe also with the Denmark 5 if possible, because we need the renders at least to put them on the website, even though they are already shown. So we will do a news update of that.
Confirmed. Anyway, let's just end the stream. Thank you guys again for showing up and being here with us. It's amazing. We love you guys. Join us next time at whatever time, when that's going to be, when we might actually look into a different map. If you see me online, come join me, chat with me. I'll be playing Forgotten Hope a bit on and off throughout the few months ahead. So
yeah. And as always, you can troll me on the forums.
Yes, troll us on the forums as well. Specifically, troll TS Forever.
Yeah, that always works.
Tobias, thank you for being an excellent guide for the map. I'm looking forward to we do this again. I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, so I guess goodbye? Or
yes.
Another question?
Nah, there's one guy asking where FatJoe is from. I'm actually from Iceland, yeah. That's the name of the stream as well. Well, Icelandic Joe, because FatJoe was taken.
Yes, and as we have established, I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger, so I'm from California.
Yes, of course. Anyway, thanks guys. We'll catch you guys later.
Yep, bye.
See you laters.